Good evening, my darlings, my beauties, my powerful entrepreneur women friends. How are you? I hope all is good with you. I hope you had a wonderful weekend so far, and great week as it is. This week is kind of slow for me. It's really hot in LA with these Santa Ana winds and all that heat coming in from the desert, so we're kind of trying to lay low but that's all gonna change by the weekend, so I'm really excited to get busy and get working through the weekend. But today we are starting a new episode of LinkUpWithLenka Series. Today we'll be talking about actually my biggest fear when it comes to marketing, when it comes to talking to people, and that's the fear of rejection, the fear of being ridiculed, the fear of being judged and being said no to, right? So that was the biggest one for me when I started, because of my language, because of my accent, because of my always translating in my head and not being sure if things come across as I intend them to. And so there's always that going on, so that's crazy as it is, but then it's also like, okay, so what exactly do I need to say so people actually are curious about what I have to offer, right? And I got to practice, as you guys know, for 12 years, so here I am today, and let me tell you what will take that fear away from you, what will help you, especially in the beginning when you get started with a network marketing company. Because if you are in the typical network marketing company, we said this several times before, they are stuck in the 80s and the 90s when it comes to training and marketing. So what usually happens is your mentor will try to talk you into creating a list of prospects, right? Write your list of 100 people that you know, okay? That your family, your friend, like the hottest people would be the people closest to you, and then it goes like people at work and neighbors and people you kind of know, like moms at school, of your children. And it's like, okay, the circle expands and expands, and the people on the outside of that circle are people you almost never know, like that's the post office lady that you see once a year or something like that. So you do that, you do your homework, and you write your list, and then it's time to get together with your mentor and pick up the phone and call those people and tell them you start a new business, right? Or you invite them for a home meeting, a home party, and you're supposed to present to them and enroll them. I mean, how awkward is that? Who wants to bother their closest people that they spend most time with, and whose opinion usually matters a lot, right? These are our families, our friends. So how do we handle that? How do we get around that so that we still get to enroll them and maybe take them on that wonderful journey of building business together? Maybe it could become a family legacy, right? You can build together something that's awesome. How do we do that? So here is what I have for you today. So number one, be you, be normal. If you are used to running around the house, around your little babies at home, and maybe you are stay-at-home mom and you spend most of your time in leggings and loose shirt and you're just casual, you're not gonna call up your family and set up meetings and show up in suit and little briefcase, right? And let me show you this brochure and let me present this new business to you, and how do you feel about buying that product from me? That will be so awkward because it's so out of the usual norm that people know you. So when you first start and when you're talking to people that you already know that have known you, there is a good and bad side of it. So the good one is those are people that trust you, that have known you, you have good rapport with them. These are people who love you. They would do anything for you. So chances are the conversation is gonna go well, it's gonna be warm, and you are going to end up with a new client, or maybe a new team member, right, on your team. So that's the ideal way. Sometimes those people are well, not for me, but thank you. And then you're you're feeling kind of weird about it, right? But if you're just being you, if you're not like trying to present it as this is the new me, look at me, like I want to like show you and tell you, and if you don't speak as someone who just came out of that training, the corporate training or the training of your company, right, and now you know all the details about the product, the history of the company, the founder and their mission, and you want to tell them all the chemical content of all the products, right, like you wanna put some science into it, like that is so going to not work. Like people will be running and not listening to what you have to say. And I'm only saying that and laughing because I've been through it, I've done it, you guys. I've experienced it many times before I figured like, what am I doing? Like I just need to be me. Like if people are used to me being in my sweats and my shirt, like that's how I need to show up and just have a coffee with them and casual conversation and just tell them, right? So most of that struggle came up for me when I first started in this business, and it was like my first company, as you guys know, was the nutrition company. So it was talking to people about they need to lose weight, right? So that is another challenge. So like I said, my mentor worked with me, and she was able to create programs where we were inviting people to these programs. So it wasn't like in your face, you're fat, you need to lose weight. It was more like, oh, let's join this community. We have these amazing programs you can join for free. Like we have these educational programs or fitness programs. Just show up and make new friends. And so people did. And then the natural next step would be like, well, wow, so you love this community, you love these workouts. The next natural step is to talk about your nutrition. How do you eat? What do you eat? Let's look at that. And then it played out well, usually. With my new company, I did not have this issue, because with my new company, the products and the results we get really quickly speak for themselves. So all you have to do is show the before and after picture. Like you show people that you have results on social media, or people who know you, your friends and family, your immediate circle, they see you and they are used to seeing your face. So let me tell you, they will notice and they will come to you. That's what happened to me. Like all the people I knew that I was seeing pretty frequently were like, what is going on? Like I want that. so that was different. But every company will have a different thing to do, or different product to do, different things to say about it. But there will also be like your mentor probably has something that works already, and their mentor will have something that works. So always look up to your, like your upline, ask them. That's what they're there for. Like look them up, talk to them, call them up, say, hey, I'm running into this, like how do you present that? Like let me listen in on your call, or let me see you present, and that'll be helpful. So that's always a good place to start. So number one takeaway, be you. Speak like you normally do, act like you normally do. Do not try to overdo it or throw up all that garbage on people, all that languaging that you learn in the trainings. Okay, do not try to overwhelm them with the history of the company and how the products, what's in them and how they are being made and where. And people don't care. The only thing about people care about is does it work and is it safe? Okay, will that work for me and is it safe? So can I use it? So these are the two questions usually that people need to have answered. So that's number one. Number two, you want to be interested, not interesting. Okay, I'm sure you've heard this before. So every marketer, please listen. You need to be interested, not interesting. Do not talk about yourself. And that goes for anything, like the business, right? Enrolling people into looking at your product or your presentation for your enrolling for your team. Or like for me now, I go on dates now, right? So I found this works too. It's like less I speak about me and more questions I ask, more interesting they find me. How weird, right? Like, but it works because people do love to talk about themselves. We are all human beings. We are pretty interested, like we are all into ourselves. So we think we are the coolest thing, like deep down we do, like let's just be honest. Okay, so we love to talk about ourselves. So if you meeting someone, or even like someone, I was gonna say someone new, but even if you're meeting like with your mom or your sister, and you want to sit them down and tell them about these products, you always want to start with like asking them a lot of questions, like what's going on in their life right now, and how and what, and are they looking for anything, all that. Just natural conversation. Be interested, be genuinely interested in them. Okay, it creates this connection, it creates this good like energy between the two of you. People open up, and if you ask the right questions, people will be happy to tell you, and you'll probably find out more than you wanted to know. Sometimes it is going that way, like people overshare, but it's all good. Like what you want to do is listen, and not listen to, like answer back or respond, but listen for what they need, what they are asking you for while talking about themselves. You will discover that. And once you have that question answered, like what they're looking for, what their pain is, what you're looking for is where they are hurting, what they need. Okay, what problem are they looking to have solved, right? Then you can save them. Then you can step in and ask the right question that I'll share with you in a second. That question that's key for me, that I learned from my girl Tanya Eliza. I love her, I follow her, she's amazing, achieved businesswoman, like amazing mentor, great person to follow. So Tanya taught me about this question, and I've been practicing it since, and it's working, you guys. It's awesome, so I'll share that. But before I get to that, I want to tell you one thing. Why do we want to do this? Be interested, not interesting. And why do we want to ask all these questions and try to find out with people, what people want and connect with people? It's the base for the marketing, okay? And as a marketer, this is your only job, you guys. Your job as a marketer is to present your product or your service in such a way that solves the other person's problem. Okay? So if you could present them with that opportunity in such a way that will like take their problems away, solved. Like you can ask for whatever money, they will give it to you, like solved right there. Okay? So this is important to know. Okay, if you come into that meeting or that conversation with that intention of I want to really help you, like really I want to help you, that's all I want to do, and you ask a lot of questions, you will get yes after yes after yes after yes. Okay, now what is that magical question that I asked that Tanya told me? The question is, do you have pen and paper? Write it down. This is the time to pull it out and make a note. I'll wait for you for a second. Okay, the question is, do you have a plan for that? Now, how brilliant, right? Do you have a plan for that? So, how I use it, for example, I'm talking with someone and we are talking about their skin, because I'm in a skincare, right? So we're talking about skin, and they're telling me how they're seeing more and more wrinkles, and what I can say is like, wow, what are you doing about that? And they're like, well, I don't know, like I'm thinking I'm gonna start Botox or something. Like these wrinkles are coming from nowhere, like all of a sudden I heard Botox is going to take care of it. And I'm like, wow, okay, isn't that expensive? And they'll be like, yeah, I looked into that, and it was like, I don't know, $600-700, right, every 6 months. So I'm like, wow, and do you have a plan for that? And they'll be like, huh. I'm like, well, right. So you can then tell them how to make extra money, how to pay for whatever they want to do with themselves. Now, in my case, I'm in the skincare, so I would start them right after I have wrinkles, and I would be like, do you have a plan for that? So, and then I would present them with the product, probably. So that's how it usually goes. So try to play with that. Try to play with, do you have a plan for that? Because people start thinking about you know, their options. They start thinking about, I didn't really think about that, I kind of have plan for that, are there any options? Like, I don't really have an option, I didn't really have a plan. And then you are like, you already have a plan for them, right? Obviously it's your opportunity, so you're like, well, and then you don't want to just, again, vomit it on them. You just wanna like kind of say, like, casually, like friend to friend, like, because what worked for me was ABC, right? And then there will be like, either they say like, wow, really, I never thought of that, well, can you tell me more, can you show me? And then you have the whole enrolling, selling conversation. Or they say nothing, they kind of like, I'm cool, thanks. But then they start thinking, when they leave you, they go home, they start thinking, it's on their mind, trust me. And you might get a phone call a couple days later, or you can follow up with them just casually again, like, hey, so how's it going with that thing? You know, I was thinking about what you said, and then you enroll them. So here you go, guys. Remember, marketing is all about solving people's problems, people's pain. Okay, your job as a marketer is to be yourself. Start with people you know. I get it. I get why MLMs do it. They want you to start talking to people you know, because you are most likely to get yeses, okay? And you are most likely to get off to a good start, fast start, and you're practicing. Your languaging gets better more you talk about what we do, and you're practicing on people who love you, who will be gentle with you. So when it comes to people you don't know, you know what you're doing. So that's the reason. But you want to be you want to be natural, you want to be vulnerable, you want to be you know, you want to act and speak like you normally do. Don't become someone all of a sudden that you have not been until now, because that'll be weird to people. 2, be interested but not interesting. Like, you'll be interesting by being interested, actually. That's what it is, right? So more questions you ask, better questions you ask, better answers you're gonna get, okay? And more will people open up to you and tell you, and then you can enroll them. And you enroll them with what? With the best question ever, and the question is, do you have plan for that? All right, I'll leave you with that, you guys. I'll see you next Wednesday at the same time, 6 o'clock, and we'll talk about some things that I've been seeing on social media that actually turn your prospects away from you and make them running, okay? It keeps them running and never coming back to look at what you have. So there are some things people do, people post, people say that have the opposite effect that they want to have. Like, you want to attract them, you want to enroll them, you want to hug them, you want to create a wonderful future with them. If you do these couple things that I've seen, it's probably not gonna happen, and I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to point that out so that you can avoid doing that, and you can only have like your wonderful winning experiences. So you have a wonderful evening. I love talking to you. I love seeing you here. Thank you for supporting. Please share these videos with whoever is in the network marketing, in networking, in female business, you know, whatever, entrepreneurship. We love it. We are huge on bringing women together, linking up, right? And learning together, growing together, getting better together. Like, pretty soon, my vision for these calls and for these videos is not just Lenka show. I want to hear from you guys too. I'm pretty sure there are lots of women who have a lot of experience, who have better experience than me, more experience than me, who want to share. So pretty soon I would love to start interviewing you guys, and then we can make it a beautiful sharing experience where we'll all grow and learn together. So please share these. Please go to, YouTube, on Google, YouTube. These videos are also on YouTube. If you ever need to like look them up in the future, they're also stored here under the video section and LinkUpWithLenka page. And if you want to hear about something specific, marketing related or product related, or I don't know, maybe like speaking related, public speaking related, or anything that's got to do with building business from scratch, let me know. I would love to chat with you, brainstorm, and come up with the answers for you. So chances are, if you have that question, there's a bunch of other people who have the same question. Okay, so don't feel weird about asking. So all right, have a good evening. Love you guys. See you soon.